Bitcoin bounced from a major support level and right now is consolidating to the upside. Guys, is this consolidation, this is the most important question right now, is this going to result in a massive rally in the Bitcoin price, or is this just going to be a form of a retracement, and are we going to see a continuation of the trend to the downside? Guys, all about that in today's video. With that being said, let's jump straight into it. But before we are jumping into the Bitcoin price action, guys, make sure to all leave a thumbs up so we can push this video to as much people as possible, because we are going to share some very, very important information. First of all, we have to let's start with the macro time frame. I want to go to the weekly time frame. And actually what we are seeing right here, guys, is quite interesting, because Bitcoin is so far getting supported by the 20-week moving average, which is the bull market support band. For example, what we can see right here, this level has been acting as support, massive rally. During the course of 2019, this level has been acting as support, but Bitcoin is still trading below, and this is something we haven't seen in the past, the 200-week moving average, and this level acted as resistance. So right now on a macro scale, guys, Bitcoin is getting squeezed between the 20-week moving average and the 200-week moving average, and a break of one of these levels is definitely going to determine the little bit more macro direction. And if we break that 200-week moving average on a weekly time frame, then yeah, chances are there definitely that Il Capo was right and that we are going to see 12k. But as of now, I don't think that that is the case. No, actually the opposite, because like I've been saying in my video yesterday as well, I actually am quite bullish on Bitcoin, although we are still seeing warning signals. I'm not ignoring those. So yeah, let's first have a look at the pattern, what we are seeing right here in Bitcoin in the short-term time frame. This bounce was from the 20-week moving average, right? I've actually stated right here at the bottom that most likely this will be a local bottom, and that Bitcoin in the coming days and week will go up. And I expect Bitcoin to continue that to do as well. Multiple reasons I have for that. Most reason is we've hit a massive support. We've reached a 60-day cycle low. It really would make sense for Bitcoin to, at least for the next days and weeks, even though if it's a correction, to go up from here. If we have a look at the pattern that's forming on Bitcoin, we have a very clear rising channel where the middle is respected, as you can see right here, and the top and the bottom is respected as well. We do got a neckline, some form of a double bottom or a Adam and Eve reversal pattern on the shorter term time frame. That is a U followed by a V, and we have a very clear neckline, right? That neckline right here, we can actually even make a triangle formation from it, something like this, with an ascending triangle formation. Anyhow, it looks like Bitcoin is right now testing this neckline, and if we can break above that neckline, we might see a small push in the Bitcoin price to at least the levels of 21,150, to the top of that channel, which is also the former support of the bigger falling wedge formation right here, which is going to be majorly important, guys. But we already seen a breakout. That's on the 4-hour time frame, and if I bring on the 4-hour time frame the relative strength index, then you can see we have a declining resistance from the middle of February till now. That is roughly a 1 month of declining resistance, right? Which Bitcoin is breaking out right now. We actually already broke that resistance. So this is showing us that we've already broke the resistance in the relative strength index. Most likely the price will follow. That's what basically normally happens. That doesn't mean that we still can do something like this, where we go up, maybe retest, and then continue going further up. So this on the relative strength index for our time frame is looking good. There is one pattern that is quite common in Bitcoin, and that is let's call it a wildcard pattern, okay? Because it would definitely be crazy if that were to be playing out, and it's definitely not the most likely scenario. So let's keep it real right here, guys. Always follow the trend. So right here in the shorter term time frame, if you look at the 1 hour or 4 hour time frame, even though short term we do get a bounce, which was well expected, we have to assume that this trend will continue to the downside. Why? Because we are in a downtrend, right? We also have to do that right here in a uptrend, in a bigger uptrend. But this doesn't mean, like, we don't really have clear signs yet that this was the complete correction, right, of this whole move. So there's on multiple time frames, you gotta know in what kind of trend you are, just to be sure that you assume to follow the trend and not go against the trend, because this is where a lot of people are making mistakes. But nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore the fact that there are some wildcard scenarios, right? So first of all, we are expecting Bitcoin to bounce right here. But what we are seeing right here is that we have the former support of this falling wedge formation, which comes in at, let's say, 21,100 roughly, depending on where in time we are going to meet that level. If we break back into that channel, things can actually go quite quickly, and Bitcoin could maybe see a big push to the upside. And this is not a pattern that is never seen in Bitcoin. This is a pattern that we sometimes do see in Bitcoin. That is a falling wedge formation, as you can see right here, with a breakout to the downside, moving sideways, going back into this wedge, but once it's going back, it's often almost directly breaking the resistance and breaking the next resistance as well. So I'm not saying that this is going to happen, guys, definitely not, but I'm just saying, like, this should be a scenario that you should be aware of, as Bitcoin sometimes pulls off these crazy patterns. And this is basically confirmed. This is confirmed once we break back into this channel, but definitely it's more confirmed. Extra confirmation is if we break that declining resistance. So we have a real breakout of that falling wedge formation, but actually the first confirmation is already when we break back into this channel. Just a scenario to watch, guys. This is just something to watch. Then looking at the S&P 500, things are still looking quite ugly, right? We broke back into this channel, and this is just a big warning signal for now that if history gonna repeat itself, which often happens, we might see a big move to the downside on the S&P 500 with losing these key support levels. And I'm going to be skeptical with Bitcoin, because if we do see such a huge move for S&P 500 coming down, then I think that will spread also panic across the crypto markets. Then let's have a look at the other chart. Dixie is still trading basically between resistance and support. Right now bouncing from support. I have another chart which I actually think is more important. That is the stablecoin dominance chart, which got rejected at the golden ratio 61.80%, which is just very interesting, because it could mean that this move was a retracement from this drop, and that we actually afterwards can continue this decline, which basically would mean a increase for Bitcoin. This is all not confirmed, okay, guys? We still have a support right here. We're still riding that uptrend of support in the relative strength index. However, if this changes anything, if we do get a confirmation, I will make sure to update you guys about it. And if you want to be really sure about all the updates, guys, you should join WhaleAlerts. I've also uploaded a new update, a trading plan over on WhaleAlerts on how to trade Bitcoin right now, what we're expecting, which precise levels you need to watch and stuff. If you want to join WhaleAlerts, you can do so by going to whaleportal.com, click right here on WhaleAlerts, and here you can submit your Bybit user ID, email address, and Telegram handle. But do make sure that you have to be signed up on Bybit with our affiliate link, and you have to deposit a minimum of $100. That is the requirements to join this program. So yeah, it's actually still for free, because if you're an active trader, Bybit anyway is the best exchange out there. You can just be an active trader under our affiliates, and you will get free extra information and alerts. Also, let's have a quick look at the charts on WhalePortal. The Bitcoin balance on exchanges is okay. We do see negative funding. We actually really want to see Bitcoin going up with this negative funding, because if Bitcoin cannot climb up with negative funding, that is a very bearish sign, and that's all explained in this learn section basically. But most people use the funding rates only for one thing, but you can actually use it for multiple things. You can read all about it right here in the funding rates. I would highly recommend every single one of you to read all of these articles. These are just 6 articles, and if you read them maybe a couple of times, you get a better understanding of these charts and you know how to use them, which gives you a huge advantage, because most people are not using these charts like we do right here. So negative funding, price needs to go up if we want to remain bullish. That is a fact. Premium index actually gave a super good signal at the bottom for Bitcoin. So this was like the 9th of March at 10 o'clock in the evening. We got that top. 9th of March at 10 o'clock in the evening. Let's have a look how that looked. I'm not even sure where that was. 9th of March, 10 o'clock in the evening. That is right here, guys. So guys, premium index, one of the best indicators where actually no one is aware of. Like I said many times before, I've never heard anyone talking about the premium index for Bitcoin price prediction. I literally never heard anyone talking about it, and I also know it because I am the one who found this out. I'm the one who found this out, that actually with a high extreme in a premium index, premium is the difference between spot and index price, right? Or spot and contract price, that shows reversal points. So this is something I found by myself, and therefore I also know that from all the videos, from all the other traders that I'm seeing, I've never heard anyone talking about it, and that can give us a big edge against other traders. Open interest is going up, which is good. When price goes up, we want to see open interest bouncing with that price as well. We can see that the take buy sell ratio is going up, which means that more people are hitting the fat finger button, right? More people are hitting that market buy button, and the moving average goes back above this green line, which shows that there's a little bit more buying pressure from traders as they are fat fingering these leverage platforms. So this is also a good sign, confirming basically the Bitcoin price going up right here. So that is actually how we can use WhalePortal and how it should be used, right? So we have a scenario in Bitcoin, we look at the price action, then we just look at WhalePortal and we actually see like, okay, what do we see? We got negative funding, which would confirm upside price action. We got a high hit in the premium index, which would confirm that low, right? That's already a second thing. We got the open interest coming up, which means that this could be a healthy bounce in the Bitcoin price. Take a buy sell ratio, more and more people are opening market buy orders on Bitcoin. So this is really a nice way, or this is actually like a perfect way to confirm a certain trend in the Bitcoin price, or to confirm a certain scenario, because we can now just say like, okay, based on the derivatives exchange data that we are seeing over on whaleportal.com, we can definitely say with a higher conviction that Bitcoin is going to bounce right here. And now we have to say back into the charts, like in the structure, we got to see how can that evolve, which resistance needs to be broken in order to go to this level and stuff like that. But at least we can confirm with a higher ratio using derivatives exchange data. So that there's never a 100% certainty, right? That's everything in life. Everything in life, if you take a risk, there's always the chance of losing. If you, for example, step into your car to go to work, there's a chance of getting an accident, right? But the chances are slim. That's why you still step into that car, why you still take that risk. It doesn't even feel like a risk, right? Because the risk is so low. But trading is actually the same, and everything in life is the same. Everything that you do carries some form of a risk, but most of the time you don't even think about it because the risk is too small, and maybe the reward outweighs the risk like by a magnitude of 10. By trading, you have to be more aware of that, right? Like every time you trade, you're actually taking a risk. And even though sometimes you have a 70 or 80% probability that you are going to win, you still can lose, because there is a 20 or 30% probability that that scenario is not playing out. And that is very important to note right here, guys. Even good traders, even professional and profitable traders, they lose trades. Why? Because that's just part of the game, right? If you have a strategy with a 70 or 60% profitability ratio, you open 10 trades, you will lose 3 or 4 trades. But the other ones are profitable, and maybe the ones that are profitable, you ride till they you ride them for a long time. That's just what I want to tell you, guys. That's just a little bit the mindset on trading. Yeah, so this is what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin. I think I've been pretty clear. If you want to have exact entries and exits, make sure to join WhaleAlerts, as we are creating extra content over on there as well. Guys, I want to thank you all for watching. If you like this video, smash up that like button. If you are new, welcome. Make sure to subscribe down below. And I wish you all a beautiful day. Love you all very much. And I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.